When scientists want to determine if a new study vaccine is safe and effective, they go through a long and careful research process. Study vaccines that work well in computer simulations or in animals don't always work the same way in people. So doctors and scientists work together to design research studies to understand how the new vaccines work in humans in the safest and most effective way possible. To include participants in a research study, doctors need to explain what to expect and ask for their permission. In a research study, this is called getting informed consent. Informed consent is important because it ensures that study participants are aware of several key things. First, participants will understand what the research study is and why it's being done. Second, participants will understand what their role is and what to expect. Third, they will know how to contact the study doctor if they have questions, concerns, or if they encounter problems. Finally, participants will understand the potential risks and benefits of taking part in the research study. Risks and benefits? What do you mean? Let's start with the benefits. Benefits are positive outcomes or favorable effects associated with participating in a study. A participant may benefit from access to a study vaccine that would not otherwise be available. And research can also benefit society by increasing our knowledge about how a study vaccine works. But there is never a guarantee that any study vaccine will benefit a participant in any research study. And there may be risks. A study participant could experience unpleasant side effects or have an adverse reaction. And since many study vaccines are investigational, there may be unknown risks. So while there might be benefits, there are also potential risks. The informed consent process is important because it helps study participants understand the potential benefits and the risks so they can make an educated decision about if they want to volunteer for the research study or not. You are being asked to consider allowing your baby to take part in a research study because your baby is healthy and has not received the pneumococcal vaccine. The goal of this study, known as the NeXXstep 11 study, is to look at how your baby's immune system responds to an investigational pneumococcal vaccine. The study will also collect information about any side effects babies may have. The study vaccine is called 20-valent pneumococcal conjugate vaccine, commonly known as 20-VPNC. The research is sponsored by Pfizer. This means that Pfizer is paying the clinic to carry out the study. About 2,000 babies in total are expected to take part in the study. The study will test 20-VPNC, which is being developed as a potential vaccine against pneumococcal diseases such as pneumonia and meningitis. The vaccine works by stimulating the body to make antibodies, which are proteins that fight specific infections and help prevent diseases. This is an investigational vaccine, which means it can only be given to people in clinical studies. If you sign the consent form allowing your baby to participate, the study staff will ask you questions at this visit about your baby's birth and medical history to make sure your baby is able to join the study. You will also answer questions about what vaccinations were received by the baby's mother during pregnancy and if any antibiotics were given during the baby's delivery. Your baby will also have their temperature taken rectally, in the bottom, and may be given a brief checkup by the study doctor. If you sign the consent form and your baby is eligible to join the study, your baby will be randomly assigned by a computer to one of two groups. One group will receive the study vaccine 20-VPNC. The other group will receive a licensed vaccine called 13-valent pneumococcal conjugate vaccine, or 13-VPNC. 13-VPNC is also known as Prevnar 13 and is licensed in many countries around the world, including the United States, as a pneumococcal vaccine for infants. About half of the babies in the study will receive 20-VPNC, and about half will receive the comparator vaccine, 13-VPNC. During the study, neither you nor your doctor will know which study group your baby is assigned to. This is called a blinded study, and blinding helps to ensure that there is no bias in the interpretation of the study data. If there is an emergency, your doctor can find out exactly what study group your baby is in. During the study, your baby will get a total of 4 doses of the study vaccine. The vaccine will be given at about 2, 4, 6, and 12 to 15 months of age. During the study, your baby will also receive doses of 4 other recommended licensed vaccinations. These vaccines will be provided by the sponsor as part of the study. At the same time as the first 3 doses of the study vaccine, your baby will be given 3 doses of Pediarix to protect against diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, whooping cough, hepatitis B, and polio. Your baby will also get 3 doses of Hiberix to protect against Haemophilus influenzae type B, a bacteria that can cause pneumonia or ear infections. When your baby gets the 4th dose of the study vaccine, they will get a dose of the measles, mumps, and rubella (MMR) vaccine and a dose of the varicella chickenpox vaccine. Your baby will be observed for 30 minutes after receiving vaccinations. There may be other recommended vaccinations given to your baby at visits, but they are not part of the study and not provided by the sponsor. At the first visit, you will be given an electronic diary or an app that you download to your smartphone, an emergency contact card, a thermometer, and a special measuring tool called a caliper. This is to measure any redness or swelling at the site of the injection. You will be taught how to use these tools to assess and record your baby's temperature, any redness or swelling at the injection site, and how your baby has been eating, sleeping, and if they are fussy for 7 days following each vaccination. During the study, you and your baby will have at least 6 visits and 1 phone call over a period of 16 to 19 months. This includes both a treatment period, during which your baby will receive all doses of the study vaccines, and a follow-up period which will happen after your baby has received all of the study vaccines. If your baby runs a fever, has any side effects, or if anything about your baby's health worries you, you should contact the study staff to schedule an extra visit. In cases of high temperature, 104 degrees Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius, or severe side effects, do not hesitate to seek appropriate medical care for your baby. During each treatment visit, you will be asked questions about your baby's health since their last visit, and you will review the study e-diary with your study doctor. At 4 of the visits, your baby will have their temperature taken and receive the vaccinations. At 3 visits, your baby will have about 1 teaspoon of blood taken to check their response to the vaccines. Talk with the study doctor about details of the visits. The study staff will give you a schedule that shows what to expect. There will be 1 follow-up phone call about 6 months after the last dose of study vaccines. During this phone call, you will be asked questions about your baby's health since their last visit. If the study doctor ever thinks it is needed, extra visits may be scheduled. As with all medications and vaccines, there may be side effects. The most common side effects of the study vaccines are fever, irritability, decreased appetite, increased drowsiness, restless sleep, swelling, redness, and pain at the injection site. The informed consent document that follows will list all of the known side effects. Talk with the study doctor about any questions or concerns you may have. During the study, you will have some guidelines to make this a safe and successful study. Some of these are: come for all scheduled appointments. Complete the study e-diary or app as directed and bring it to your baby's appointments. Notify the study team if you move and provide your new contact information. Report side effects of the study vaccine or any unusual symptoms your baby experiences. Check with the study doctor before giving your baby any new medications or supplements. Carry the emergency contact card with you at all times. Participation is completely voluntary. If you decide to have your baby stop taking the study vaccine, you need to contact the study doctor about how to do this safely. In order for your baby to participate in this study, You will need to read the information that follows, have your questions answered by staff, and then sign the form. Read the consent document carefully, ask questions, and consider the study time commitments and the responsibilities you will have in participating in this research study. You will use this tablet to help with the consent process. Instead of reading a paper-informed consent document, the information will be displayed on this tablet as a series of interactive screens. After you touch the Begin button below, you'll be taken through a series of screens. Each screen will describe a different aspect of the study. Some screens may have more information than can fit on the screen. In this case, simply scroll down to show all of the information. You'll know that you've reached the bottom of the screen when you see the gray area with the slider bar. Slide the center button over to the right to indicate that you understand the information on that screen and move to the next section. Or slide it over to the left to indicate that you have a question about something in that section. After you've indicated where your question is, click the green Continue button to move to the next section. Just like a web page, some words or phrases on the screen will be highlighted. Touch these words with your finger to bring up an explanation of that word or phrase. Touch the gray X in the upper right corner of the pop-up window to close it and return to the main screen. You can use the table of contents to go back to a previous screen, but you cannot skip ahead without reading each section at least once. If there is no activity for several minutes, the system will log you out. If this happens, ask the staff person to log you back in, and you can continue where you left off. Once you reach the summary screen, let the staff know that you've gone through the full consent form. If you indicated that you have questions about any of the sections, a medical staff person will discuss these with you until you fully understand. If you decide that you don't want to participate in the research study, that's okay. Just tell the staff person that you don't want to participate. After you've indicated that you understand all of the sections, you will be able to sign the consent form to participate in the research study. You should sign the document only if you understand everything and agree to volunteer for the research study. If you do understand everything and you agree to participate in the study, then sign in the box using your finger. And type your name. The staff person will also sign to witness your signature and provide you with a printed copy for your records. Click the green Begin button at the bottom of this screen when you're ready to get started.